For a second, it looked like it was all going to come together, and they had a chance to pick up a first down, but the defense got there and finished it off.
Now the veteran punter for the Saints, Thomas Morstead, on to punt on 4th down. Back deep, Mark Mariani. And that ball's going to angle out at the 3-yard line. A beauty. And not great starting field position here for the offense. They come out here in the eye. Here's Murray now as they run it to start the drive. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down. Offensive starters, here they are. And Delaney Walker, Charles, it's a guy that you and I said we wanted to discuss a bit.
Yeah, and we should, because remember, he came out of college as a wide receiver, so he's one of the early guys to move from a wide receiver position to tight end and still run routes as if he were a wide receiver. An excellent target.
Again, it's Murray. And a nice pickup as this one gets him to the 10-yard line. Call it a gain of 5 there on the run, but they'll remain a yard or two short here with 3rd down coming up. And the linebacking core could certainly be crucial today.
They do everything really, really well. Fly to the football, defend the pass, you name it, they do it, as well as set the defensive front.
Mariota on 3rd and 2. Got a man, it's right. And he will have a first down at about the 21-yard line.
Would it be safe to say that as precise as routes are supposed to be run in the NFL, maybe they're not quite as precise in college ball?
That's accurate, yeah.
And I think we saw a college route in the NFL there. Just find the soft spot, find the dead zone, and find the first down. And that's what he just did.
Mariota now on 2nd down. Deep drop. He's going to air it out deep from... Is this intercepted? It is. It's intercepted. A great read, and it's picked off. And they're going to set up shop at the 27-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. And a 3 and out on that first drive. We'll see if they can do better here.
They should have a better opportunity because the nerves should be settled now. That first series, everybody goes out with a little extra emotion. So now they get a chance to go back out and say, okay, now we're into the game. Let's go play and play as best we can.
You almost get a mulligan then on that first drive.
Sometimes it absolutely serves that way. You get a second opportunity. Nothing big happened. But then again, you didn't commit any mistakes either. Off you go.
Breeze to throw on 2nd down. Surveying the field. And he's got it over the middle. Fleener. And he's brought down after a good gain.
And there's a nice completion to Kobe Fleener, and no one can be happier than Drew Brees.
They had Jimmy Graham for all those years, Ben Watson last year, and now coming south from Indianapolis, Fleener. They go screen. This is Ingram. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down. Got to give some credit there defensively. They snuffed out that screen early on first down.
Really read it well, didn't they? Because they didn't bring the pressure that they expected. They covered all the passing lanes. So once you see it break down...
Now Breeze lost the football. It's picked up by the Titans. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack them here. A second down throw here for Mariota. Trying to force it to his tight end, Walker, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the safety, Kenny Vaccaro. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they got across the 50 last time, but fumbled and turned it over, so they'll be looking to have a short-term memory here, Mr. Davis.
Not only a short-term memory, but a whole lot better ball security. Because if they take care of the ball, continue to move it, their chances of scoring some points, they've got to feel pretty good about. They thought they had things moving in the right direction last time. Fumbles, they don't just affect you on offense, they affect your overall team because now you're deep.
This is caught inside the 15. A big play that time. Breeze hooking up with Cooks. 49 yards. Well, we know he's got the speed there. He needed the speed and the hands. A great catch.
And because of that speed, you have to respect it as a defender. So you have to either play off or make sure you're somehow in contact with him, and he's able to do exactly what you said. Use the speed to his advantage and go up and get the football. That's
looking for Snead, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Wesley Woodyard. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And 2 interceptions thrown here in this first half. You hear it, no matter the sport, they say the great athletes, they can kind of have a short-term memory, but that's easier said than done.
It is easier said than done, but I played with a guy who threw 2 interceptions in the first quarter of a really big game we were playing.
Johnny Unitas?
And no, not quite of that level and not of that age. But I
was going for the age.
I remember looking over at him, and he was smiling. And I thought, what is he smiling about? It's because he had enough confidence in himself that was a fluke. And he went out and played pretty well the rest of the day.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets this football out shy of the 30 to the 29. With the former Volunteer Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's the Titans with a football here to begin quarter number 2, and they've got it here with a first down. They'll come out in the pistol. The man in motion is Wright. Mariota now to throw on first down. And his throw is going to be incomplete. All right, partner, I want to check in on a talking point we had week 1. Dark horse playoff contenders. You threw out Oakland and Jacksonville. Oakland's still looking good.
Well, they're living up to it. Tied for first in the AFC West. How about Jacksonville? Really struggling right now at 2-7. I don't know what they're going to do to bump things up. But how about the NFC West? The Rams said they weren't going to be 7-9 this year. They're 4-5, but they need to make their push starting right now. And no one.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. Touchdown, Titans. Kendall Wright, 71 yards. And the Titans have taken the lead. And there they got him the ball. Just get it to him, let him do the rest.
You know, he probably said that to his quarterback as he broke the huddle. I like the play call. Just get it to me. I'll take care of the rest of it.
Helping out his rack, right? RAC.
Run after catch, and he loves that, and he's going to carry that in at contract time.
Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And they had a nice little drive going last time. Threw the interception in the red zone. Costly.
Bad enough to throw it anywhere, but that drives coaches insane when they're thinking about, hey, we've got a shot at points already. We're already in a spot where you're thinking you got 3 on the board for sure, and to come away with nothing, that's a really tough one for them to swallow.
Yeah, will they make up for it? And Charles, I got to tell the story of our production meeting the other day. The guys were discussing MVP candidates, and you jumped in and said, hey, we need a collective MVP. The Dallas Cowboys O-line.
And I'm just glad the table supported me when I jumped up on it because this Dallas offensive line fires me up. Travis Frederick at center, Ronald Leary at left guard, Zach Martin at right guard, Doug Free at right tackle, Tyron Smith at left tackle. They're as good as it is in the league. I think they're the best in the league, clearly. They should be in consideration for the MVP.
They go play action here on first down. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up second down.
It looked like they had something there, but I think that he was thinking about running. with the football before he actually hauled it in, and that led to a big drop.
So they're still at the original line of scrimmage here. Second down and 10. Breeze will try again on second down. And his throw is incomplete. Looking to go back to Thomas again, and that'll make it third down.
I think that's a big-time play there because the slant route is really hard to cover because the timing is so quick. But able to see it, diagnose it, and get to the football, that's why he was able to bat it away.
And that one was relatively easy to see. I noticed that from up here.
Yeah, it doesn't take a whole lot, does it? Sometimes you get multiples. What I always love on these offsides is when each side points at the other. Hey, you did it. No, you did it. They deciphered that one correctly.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group. Now the defense definitely showing blitz here. Breeze now on first down. Now they go screen. It's complete. And here he'll be brought down a little shy of the 35 at the 36. 6 yards on the pickup, and it's a second down. And at his size, he's a smaller back. You can get him the football. He can kind of get lost, make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit. But get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it where all the big boys are. You know, make him make someone miss in the open field.
Now Breeze on third down. Trying to get it to Thomas, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Antoine Blake. And he will return this one to the 30-yard line. Here's the Titan offense now as they make their way back onto the field. And they'll just simply be looking to build off the confidence of the last time out where they scored a touchdown.
And confidence is powerful, isn't it? When you've scored once, you feel like you can go back out there and get it done again. Doesn't matter what the defense throws at them. They feel like they're in a groove right now, and they want to get out there and show it.
Yeah, hoping to stay in that groove here this go-around. They begin the drive with a run by Murray. And he'll be tackled just past the 35 at the 36. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
I know the toss play begins with the guy taking the snap and turning around and tossing it to the runner. But where the real intrigue is, can they seal the edge? Whether it's an offensive tackle or a tight end in the direction they want to run the football. If they do that, that's the result that you get, that type of a gain. If they don't, oftentimes it's not a very successful play.
Now a second down throw for Mariota. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And he'll get up to the 43-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
I know most of the time when the ball's in the air, you're thinking wide receiver, tight end, but running backs, they can be a big part of any passing offense nowadays.
Mariota on first down. Left side caught by Matthews. And he's brought down. 13 yards there on the pickup. And the Titans are going to have a first. 2 minutes to play here in the first half. Back to Tennessee after this. Fresh set of downs here. Now a play fake here on first down. Backing up. Going deep. This is caught inside the 15. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
A pickup of 4 on first down. It'll be 2nd and goal. So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yeah, it's now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Mariota now on second down. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
He's got to be kicking himself right there. His team's already picked off 2 passes. That would have been the 3rd in the game. And, boy, they've really played well attacking the football.
An extra defensive back on the field here for 3rd and goal. 3rd and goal. Mariota. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
3rd down is a down. Both sides know they absolutely have to win. And the name of the game for the defense is pressure on the quarterback. But pressure on the quarterback with contact, that's how you end up winning it.
And Suckup will put this one right through. And the lead moves to 10-zip. So the drive takes them inside the 10, but it ends with just 3.
And a nice job defensively to rise up and make sure they didn't get in.
And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully. How does the Saints offense now as they get ready to take over here? And 2 interceptions already here in this first half. That's got to affect him a little bit, right? He's got to be thinking about it.
He's got to be thinking about it, but most of the good ones, they find a way to put it aside. They're not happy about it by any stretch of the imagination. They find a way to put it aside and continue to play their game.
Well, can he put it aside? Let's find out. Now, whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They send Thomas out to the right by himself. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on. 3rd down. Incomplete pass on 2nd down. Let's see what the offense draws up here on 3rd.
Well, partner, I guess that answers the question about whether they're going to sit on it or not.
It does. Now we'll see if they try that again.
Yeah, I think what we find on plays like that, when you take that shot, if you're unsuccessful, then you go way more conservative to finish the half, you know? I think that's the way they'll go.
Now Breeze. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now. On for his 2nd punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. And the Titans getting set to go. And we'll see how this is played. Offensively, they've got the lead. Not a whole lot of time left. What do you think, Charles?
Well, it's tempting to try and add to your lead, but a mistake there, that could change things in a big way. I say go ahead, take the knee, get on out for the half.
Murray the lone setback. 1st down, Mariota. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. And he's brought down. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route, and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Well, Charles, we had one of the best innings, if not the best of the season in Week 10. Will Parks of the Broncos returning that block kick down the sideline. White cleat, white sideline. Did he step out? Hard to tell.
Before I even get to that answer, you know what it reminds me of? A hockey player told me a long time ago, you never wrap your stick with white tape, because then the goalie can find the puck a lot easier. Wrap it with black tape to try and hide it a little bit. We talk about a white shoe on a white sideline. Hard to tell whether he did or didn't. And since the call on the field was he didn't, it had to stand. So that made it really work out well. So if you're going to play, white cleats might be the way to go.
Mariota now from the 50. And he hits his man, Matthews. Touchdown, Titans. Rashard Matthews, 50 yards. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now they'll run. Murray. And this play is going nowhere fast as he goes down. That one might need to go back to the drawing board as they fail on the two-point try. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Breeze now on first down. He's got time in the pocket. And that will be incomplete with a clock down now to 13 seconds.
Well, I guess we just discovered that someone is certainly not going to sit back and just take it in this game, huh?
No, they were trying to get that touchdown back in one shot.
One shot, trying to help out his defense and let the other team know they were coming after him.
And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked off by Denoris Searcy. And his guys have got it back at the closing stages of the first half. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. And with great field position here, chance for some points before the break.
That's prime real estate. Just have to decide how they want to try and take their shot to try and put those points on the board.
And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And they line up now for what will likely be the last play of the first half. Again, we'll see the pistol here. Final play of the half here. Mariota. He's going to slip. And for a third time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked up by the safety, Jarris Byrd. So we've hit intermission. It's halftime. This is the NFL, and it's a presentation of EA Sports. So both teams have their marching orders, and we'll get going again here in quarter number 3. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And with 3 interceptions thrown already, we'll see. Do they rely more on the ground game here?
They may have to change things offensively to try and settle things down, not just for the guy throwing the ball, but for the rest of the offensive unit, because his confidence has to be shaken a little bit. And you just wonder, is the backup going to start to warm up a little bit over on the sideline?
They go with Murray again. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Officially no gain on the play, and it's second down. Well, usually you don't think of the cornerback coming in for a no-gain play, but that's what we had there. Nice tackle.
Yeah, and how about the range, too? Coming from the outside part of the play, moving his way into the inside and making that play happen. No gain for the offense, big play for the defense.
Completed pass on second down. Now it's third down as the defense looks for the stop. Simple slant route, and part of a really nice hard throw by the quarterback.
Nice timing between the quarterback and the receiver. They were perfectly in sync, and he put it right on him on the inside route. And while it didn't work very well on that play, defenders on third and short know it's going to be a quick read. And really, the quarterback's just going to turn around and hand it off. So that way you're able to diagnose the play and try and get to the point of attack. But when you're dealing with a fullback, it's hard to knock him backwards.
And this one caught by Delaney Walker. It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
What's that?
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be second down.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
Second down, Mariota. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
On any passes in the middle of the field, anyone who's going after the football is going to be conscious that it's probably going to be contested and often physically. Sometimes that leads to drops.
This will be play number 7 on the drive. 3rd and a yard. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. On 3rd and 1, here's Mariota. And he will find his man on the outside. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes it down to the 16. And they're on 3rd and short. They just tried to spread the field. It worked.
And I think that the spreading of the field, the extra receivers, has really become the next in the evolutionary chain in the NFL. Go all the way back in that situation, you're handing it to the fullback, right? As we evolve, maybe you pitched it to your tailback. Now you spread the field, and you have your choices of where to throw it and complete it for a first down.
And Walker with it over the middle. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Delaney Walker, a 15-yard touchdown grab. And the Titans find a way to stretch their lead. And they will line up now for the 2-point try. A run, it's Murray. And he will dive into the end zone, and the 2-point conversion is successful. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. They'll need to get the play off quickly. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. Now a play fake here on first down. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. A great read, and it's picked off. And they have the football and will take over at the 24-yard line. The Titans offense now, they work their way back onto the field.
everybody. I'm Larry Ridley. You're tuned into the NFL on EA Sports. Two teams will need their quarterbacks to step up and lead their offenses on the gridiron today. It's the Saints going up against the Titans. With that, let's get up to Nissan Stadium in Nashville. With the call, here are Brandon Godden and Charles Davis.
Thank you, Larry. We welcome everyone to the Music City, just a stone's throw from the Country Music Hall of Fame. We are at Nissan Stadium in Nashville, Tennessee. Coming up, we've got a good matchup on tap between the New Orleans Saints and the Tennessee Titans. They go play action here on first down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. It's a gain of 5, and it'll be second down. And a very good offensive unit here. One of the reasons they're so good is running back Mark Ingram.
Took a little while for him to find his footing when he got into the league, but the former Heisman Trophy winner has it now and has really upped his pass receiving potential. A nice player.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. They'll run for the first time with Mark Ingram. And they're able to get this one across the 35. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
And that's how you get started and open up a game. Really well-blocked play. Picked up a nice chunk of yardage. If you're the offensive line, that's exactly what you've talked about all week long in your meetings. Establish the line of scrimmage and take control. And they gave their running back plenty of room to rumble.
On first and 10, here's Breeze. They go screen. This is Ingram. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down.
You know what the key to a good screen pass is, don't you?
Bet you're going to tell me good blocking?
Well, good blocking eventually. But first is good acting. You want to let the defenders go past you, leak out to whichever side or even in the middle where you want to set up the screen, and then you do your blocking. How about the read, though, by the defensive guys? They weren't fooled at all and actually ran with the lineman to where the play.
Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the linebacker, Avery Williamson. And they are going to set up shop at the 40-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. They come out here in the eye. Following the interception here, Mariota. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. Week 10 was a season best for Delanie Walker, 9 receptions. First time over 100 yards this year, 124. He also hit pay dirt once.
That's the Delanie Walker that we saw in 2015 when he went to his first Pro Bowl. I think he caught over 90 passes that season. But here's the best part. He doesn't care who throws him the ball. He doesn't care if it's Marcus Mariota or DeMarco Murray, who he caught a touchdown pass from against Green Bay.
Craig Robertson in on the stop. The wide receivers, often a very, very talented group, and that's the case here.
And they don't mind showcasing it either. Those guys love to be flashy, love to make big plays out in the open field. They will attempt to do so in this game.
And he'll get them inside the 15 down to the 14-yard line. It's a 7-yard gain there, and it's good enough to move the chains.
And that's a nice pickup of a first down on that second down run. And at that yardage gained, they can run that play on any down.
Mariota on first down. This will be caught at about the 6. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here.
Slant route's effective no matter who's running the route and catching the ball. But when you have a receiver of that stature, you have to be a little bit more precise throwing it. You don't have the same catch radius with the bigger targets.
Mariota going to give it to his fullback. This is Charleston Fowler. And he gets in. Touchdown, Tennessee. Charleston Fowler, a 3-yard touchdown run. And the Titans have taken a first quarter lead. And this is good. Our score, 7-0 Tennessee. Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Back out onto the field now comes the New Orleans offense. And following the interception, we'll see what they can put together on this drive.
I can hear my old college coach right now. He always used to tell us before every game, the team making the fewest mistakes will win. What they're hoping is that last mistake is their only one of the game.
Coaches, that's all they talk about, turnovers, right?
Minimizing those and maximizing opportunities.
The starting defense for the Titans.
Jason McCourty's twin brother, Devin, has gone to multiple Super Bowls. But Jason's carving out a nice niche himself as a cover corner.
He's got a man. It's his fullback. And they'll bring him down at the 27-yard line. They'll get a couple yards on that one. And that's going to bring up a third down.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes it's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the...
Now Breeze lost the football. It's picked up by the Titans. But he'll take this back down inside the 20. They'll come out in the pistol. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. He's going to get this one out to his fullback. And he maybe makes it back to the line of scrimmage. That's it.
Now, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
Again, we'll see the pistol here. On second down, here's Breeze. And he whips that one incomplete there. Third and 4. Another pistol look here. This is Hightower. And they'll stop him right on the midfield stripe. It's a pickup of 3, but it brings up what will be an interesting 4th and 1.
So many things go into making a good play on defense. In this situation, just not being blown out of the way was a big start, and then a nice tackle to finish things off.
It would appear Sean Payton's made the decision here. They will go for it on 4th. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They are, however, facing a 4th down situation. And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1. They'll run for it. It's Ingram. And he gets it down to the 48, enough for the first. It'll be a 2-yard gain. And on 4th down, they're able to convert and move the sticks. So the run gets them the first, and now they operate with a fresh set of downs. Ingram again, a first down carry. And he's brought down after a good gain. It goes as a pickup of 23. And that leads to a New Orleans first down.
Okay, let's do our version of name dropping here. Let's show off a little knowledge, right? The A-gap, the gap between the center and the guard on either side, right? Both sides. Control that, you're going to control an inside running game.
Yeah, he had to feel satisfied because he hit that gap, broke the contact. He loves that.
That's the best part, right? That's what he's going to ask the coach to run back on film.
Let me see that one more time.
Try that again, coach. Look how my legs kept churning. I just kept moving, and he did to the tune of a big gain.
Yeah, he's able to get most of what he needed on the carry there. 7 yards on the gain, and it's 3rd and 2 now. Trying to keep the drive going here. This is play number 7 on 3rd and 2.
Playing against a 3-4 front is really challenging for offensive linemen because they can do so many different things. But when you're running the football, if you can handle the nose tackle up front, and then maybe a guard can slide up to the second level and block a linebacker, that's when you have success running the football.
And the 8th play on this drive coming up. They come out here in the eye. Ingram again. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. A gain of 3, 2nd down.
We always like to talk about defense in terms of levels. First level defensive line, second level linebackers, third level defensive backs. On that run, that was what we call a first level run, and it was stopped by a second level player.
Now they'll throw with Breeze. Now they set up the screen. That's complete. And he'll take it into the end zone for the Saints touchdown. Mark Ingram, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. It's good, and we're all tied at 7 apiece. So a tie ball game here as the kick's away. Out come the Titans now. A good balance attack for that last touchdown drive they had. Now it's time to see if they can do that again.
It really becomes a tale of 2 play callers, doesn't it? The offensive guy, he's in sync. Everything is working pretty well. For the defensive
what's going on the defensive side?
That's a tough one because he's prepped all week as well, and he can't get a bead on exactly what they're doing right now. What he needs is one of his guys just to make a big play and disrupt things.
That's caught inside the 20. It's a big play on 3rd down for the Titans. And even 60 yards. A great job pulling that one in from a guy, as we know, who can really blaze. He's got a lot of speed.
And that speed can...
And now the Saints are going to take a timeout on defense. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this 2nd quarter. They come out here in the eye. Mariota now on 2nd down. He'll be hit and taken down at the 21. And the Saints signal for another timeout. That's their 2nd, so they'll have 1 remaining here in this 2nd quarter. We'll be right back. And the 2-minute warning lurking. This will probably be the last play before we hit it.
Yeah, they want to get themselves in position to score in this last shot before the clock hits.
3rd and long here for Mariota. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 1:58 to go in this first half of play. Back to Tennessee after this. So they're operating in the red zone. They'll come out in the pistol. Working out of the gun, Mariota. And it's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Tennessee. Rashard Matthews from 4 yards out. And the Titans are able to strike for 6. And all about timing there on that short slant, Charles.
Exactly right. That was timed up so well. The route, the throw, touchdown.
Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got it.
Well, this is taken in. It's complete. The 20. Touchdown, New Orleans. Brandon Cooks. 75 yards. And the Saints are within an extra point of tying this thing up. And that is how you retaliate after getting scored on one play, big pass downfield, and you hit the end zone.
Almost feels like two boxers just throwing haymakers at each other, doesn't it? One connects with a big one, the other comes right back. Okay, I'll show you. And they attacked right back on the first play of the drive and hit them big.
And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down into those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
They come out 5 wide, 3 of them to the right side. Throwing, Mariota. Looking left side, it's complete. He's got it. And he'll be out of bounds up past the 45. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
Quarterbacks love slant routes because the receivers are breaking right into their line of vision, and receivers love them as well because they're getting the ball on the move and able to catch it and try and get upfield and gain additional yardage.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Mariota, complete to right. And he is going to lose yardage here. It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
Now that was well defended, and as a cornerback, what you're taught when you see a wide receiver screen, either you get underneath the play before the blocking forms, or you're going to have to fight your way through it by getting through some blocking. That was a really nice play there.
And his throw here's incomplete. Mariota again. He's got time. And an incomplete pass. That'll stop the clock here with just under a minute to play in half number 1.
It's always tough for the guys throwing the football when they think they've got a completion and the ball's almost there, and then someone sneaks a hand or two in and bats it away.
And that is much too long. That's into the end zone for a touchback. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team.
Now Breeze lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that...
And the Titans going to signal for a timeout defensively. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. A near turnover, but the offense recovers it. Now they'll try to regroup on 2nd. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. Setting up the receiver screen here to Thomas. 5 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 3rd and 13. And just a small glimpse there as to why they like this rookie so much.
And that's why they lit up a little bit in our meetings with the coaching staff, didn't they?
When we talked about him, they did.
Yeah, you know, they like his work ethic. You know, this guy's running every route well in the route tree and getting better at it all the time. Really honing his game.
Now another timeout here called by the Titans. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime.
Partner, I think that completion takes the definition of dink and dunk to a different level, doesn't it?
It does, and the defense was right there, kind of played into their hands. Here's Thomas Morstead on now to punt it away on 4th down. Here's Mariani. 12 yards on the return that time. And possession will change here with very little time remaining until halftime. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. And from this spot in the field with the clock where it's at, you think we're just going to see a knee and that's it?
And I think in this situation, that's the proper play. But we do know there's some risk takers out there that may want to take one more shot before the clock runs out.
Now a play fake here on first down. Finding time. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And they can't get the long connection as it falls incomplete. So 2 quarters down, 2 remain. Charles and I return after the break. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. And here comes Tennessee as they get set to take the field. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking to extend that lead.
And this is where I enjoy talking about one of my favorite subjects, tendency breakers, or counters as I also like to call them. You've done things in a certain way in the first half, and they've had the ability to see what you've done. They're going to make their adjustments. So guess what? You adjust yourself and try and stay ahead of the pace because you are looking for some separation in this ball game.
The adjustment to the adjustment.
Without a doubt. Show them one thing, hit them with something else. And that was a beautifully executed screen pass. They let the rushers get upfield and get the escorts in front, meaning the offensive linemen, other blockers out in front, completed the pass beautifully. So now you've got all that open space with big guys leading the way.
You know, I did want to ask you about the game you called this past weekend, Week 10. You had 15 punts in that contest between the Jets and Rams.
Lachlan Edwards for the Jets. The star of the day was Johnny Hecker for the Rams, averaged over 50 yards a punt, including a 78-yarder. And when you uncork a 78-yard punt, you should dance like their fellow punter, Marquette King of the Oakland Raiders. He dances like no one is watching.
Well, you made it sound like it was a great game. There's only 1 touchdown, 3 field goals.
Yeah, but 78 yards, got to give it up for that.
They run with Murray. And down inside the 35, he goes to the 32-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him. So when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
And he's going to get this down near the 20-yard line.
And that's a good sign right there as we start the third quarter. Because in the first half, not much space to run the football. And as we go into the half, we often think to ourselves, all right, what's the adjustment? What do they have to do? You know what a lot of the adjustments are? No adjustments. You know the game plan. Been working on it all week. Maybe a little tweak here or there, a little bit better blocking, and now you're establishing the running game.
They'll try to throw now. Mariota. And Matthews over the middle with a grab. Call it a 1-yard gain of the play, and they're going to face a 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
Mariota. Quick hitter here. It's complete. That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it 1st and goal. Quick pass play there on the slant, Charles. Works out well for the offense.
The offense loves it. The defender hates it. Hard to get through the body of the receiver to get to the football trying to cover a slant.
Trying to punch it in with Henry. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. And they're going to hurry back to the line now. 2nd and goal. Defense. And he will take this one in for a Titans touchdown. Derrick Henry taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Titans are going to add on to their lead. And there you go. Nothing really too complex. Block, keep to your assignments. Let them run it in. They did it.
Fundamental football. Good blocking. Beats good tackling on that play. End result, touchdown.
Now it's Ryan Suckup on after the touchdown to kick it away. Now we take a glance at the offense as they work their way back out for their first possession of the 2nd half. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. So they complete the pass, and now they face a second down. On second down, here's Breeze. Surveying the field. He's got a man, complete. And he's brought down after a good gain. A very solid gain of 27. And at this stage, down in the second half, looks like they just wanted to find a way to get it in the hands of their playmaker, and they did.
I think you're exactly right. I don't think the coordinator's looking at his play sheet and trying to figure out which play will work well. He's trying to figure out how to get the ball to the playmaker that you just described. Looking down at that sheet, you find people plays, not necessarily X's and O's, and that's exactly what they did there.
So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They come out here in the I. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. They go screen, this is Ingram. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 4 yards on the pickup, and that'll make this a second down.
In order for a screen pass to break big, a lot of things have to come together and be well executed. But all it takes is one small thing to go wrong and keep it from being a big game.
Again, it's Breeze. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off by Jason McCourty. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. The Titans offense now, they get set to head back out here. Good drive last time. Really effective passing the football. Do you maybe mix it up, now go to the ground game and surprise the defense a little bit?
I would anticipate the defense making some changes, but I wouldn't necessarily just absolutely go in the opposite direction. They're doing so well throwing the ball.
Yeah, why
I wouldn't change it up until they showed me a reason to do so.
Throwing again, Mariota on 2nd and 10. And right with it here over the middle. He's at the 50. He's at the 30.